If there is one debate, and let me tell you, it's a very, very important debate, but this is one debate which refuses to die down, it is whether India should have a uniform civil code or not. Well, ladies and gents, it's back because on Wednesday, the 22nd Law Commission decided to relook at the need for a uniform civil code, also known as UCC, and seek the views of several stakeholders, including members of public and religious organizations. Now, the 21st Law Commission's term ended in August of 2018, and it had solicited the views of all stakeholders on two occasions on the very political sensitive matter of having a uniform civil code. Later in the same year, a consultation paper on, and it's quote, reforms of family law was issued. Post that, the panel observed, and I quote, since more than 3 years have lapsed from the date of issuance of the said consultation paper, bearing in mind the relevance and importance of the subject and also the various court codes on the subject, the 22nd Law Commission of India considered it expedient to deliberate afresh over the subject. Close quote. Is the UCC in sync with one nation, one rule theory as has been propagated by the ruling BJP dispensation? And also very importantly, because I said it's a very politically sensitive issue, also could it work as a mantra for the 2024 elections? Or is it totally at variance with what the constitution entails for every citizen of this country? Mr. Chadda, I want to start with you because uniform civil code, as I understand it, all sections of society, irrespective of their religion, shall be treated equally according to the National Civil Code, right? But then there is a directive principle also, that is Article 44. Why don't you, for the benefit of the audiences, explain what is Article 44, what we may think is mandatory? Our fathers of the Constitution did not really make it mandatory, Mr. Chadda.
Well, thank you very much, Sudha. And
Most welcome.
to begin with, what exactly I think I will say, what is common civil code?
Huh.
The common civil code, it is, more or less civil code is same. If a Muslim has to file a suit for recovery, it is same. A Hindu has to file a suit. Only three things which are to be like uh, issues pertaining to marriage, divorce, etc. That is one issue. Inheritance, that is another issue. Third is maintenance and adoption and maintenance. These are the three issues which are going to be changed if a common civil code has come and everybody has to be following the same thing as state of Goa has. Now, this is what is common civil code. Number two, your question is, what is Article 44? Article 44 of the Constitution is directive principle of state policy. The constitution makers have given recommended certain directives that while following the policy mandated the governments to follow, and in the future course please follow all these, like having good environment, you think about that. Similarly, Article 44 is a directive given to the governments that please, in the time to come in future, kindly endeavor to have common civil code whenever
But Mr.
it is
Chadda,
possible.
the Article 37 of the Constitution, you have Article 44 directive principles. Article
Yes,
37 also make it very clear, and I am reading it, I don't want to make any
please.
mistakes. It shall not be enforceable by any court. Nevertheless, they are fundamental in the governance of the country. So it seems that, the Constitution itself believes that a uniform civil code should be implemented, but it is not mandatory. So look at the dichotomy, and I think it is because it is such a diverse country, Mr. Chadda, that you can't possibly have a uniform civil code. Sanjay Rana, do you think, let's look at the political aspect of it at all, because we have a lawyer and we have two political analysts. Sanjay Rana, do you think that this is BJP's trump card for 2024 elections, because they have always sought the UCC, many of their chief ministers like Dhami, everyone has said we should have a uniform civil code. Do you think that this is their turup ka patta, as they say in Hindi? Sanjay ji.
Yeah, good afternoon and good afternoon to my fellow panelists. First of all, I don't think so is a trup ka patta for BJP. Obviously, is required for, it's very, very important for our country to have such kind of law because what it gives is covers like a marriage, divorce, maintenance, inheritance, and adoption and succession of the property. The four things is going to be a common. When we are talking about, I was just hearing you, when you say tribal rituals in terms of marriage is totally different. Absolutely agree. It is not coming into marriage how you're going to do the marriage. Like Hindu marriage, we do it. There's a process called our cultural marriage. Another one is the court marriage. So when we're talking about all these things coming under dispute, in case divorce is going to file, then it's going to come under some law, which is very important for all of us to understand what is the difference. We are not touching any religious sentiments, and that therefore this commission has requested all the request all the people of India, whether it's a religion or whether it's a
Sanjay
political,
ji,
come for a debate
how
and give
can you in
give their
this
suggestion
country,
within
Sanjay
30
ji,
days.
let's be realistic. I will
Yeah.
humbly submit to you, this is a diverse country, yes, but this is also a country where religion is very important. How do you think this is
Okay.
going to be even possible? You know, the forefathers, the Hindu Marriage Act, the Hindu Code Bill, which Sri B.R. Ambedkar and Jawaharlal Nehru, I'm talking about, you know, around independence, they did it. All that, there is a fear that if you inheritance, okay, because you know Baba Saab did a great deal for us women when he did the inheritance bill, of course. But I'm saying that the Hindu Marriage Act, the Hindu Special Marriage Act, when all these things happen, there is religion involved in this. You know, in this country, how are you going to segregate religion from law? You start doing this, it could be a mess. You know what is the fear? Sanjay ji, and I think journalists like you
I
or
think
political analysts like you should try and understand the fear. The fear is because the BJP wants a majoritarian view, it will do things which will only possibly, you know, be advantageous to the majoritarian community. So this whole thing,
no,
why?
no.
Because majority is the majoritarian community in this country. You are saying no, no. I love that no, no from you. But ek bhai
No, no.
hai.
Can you allow me to explain it to you? Obviously, the question you raise the question and you have the answer of the question. When we talk about the Hindu Marriage Act, Hindu marriage, suppose Hindu from the Kashmir till Kanyakumari all are same. Obviously, we have a different rituals to do the marriage. Look at example of Rajput marriage in Uttar Pradesh, Rajput marriage in Rajasthan, Rajput marriage in. I'm just giving example. In Maharashtra, it's totally different. We all are Hindu. We are belongs to the same caste and same community, but our marriage patterns are different. So please understand, we need to bifurcate religion rituals. I'm talking about rituals. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about the rituals. Rituals are totally different. Law is totally different. Take an example. I'll give an example. Suppose I'm a Hindu. I did any crime. I murdered someone. Obviously, 302 article section 302 will be applicable on me. If somebody else, Muslim guy is doing committing any murder, obviously same law will applicable for him. So we need to understand law is applicable for all the people. It's not related to one community or one religion.
Right,
It's
but but
applicable
but
for the all.
but
So we
but
need to differentiate. We need to understand. Give me 10 seconds. We need to understand what is the law and what is the ritual. We are mixing ritual with the law.
right,
Ritual and law cannot go hand to hand. Simple
right.
as that.
Gokul, tell me something. What is your, you've heard so far, you know, about what Mr. Rana said and what Mr. Chadda said. You know, both of Mr. Chadda says we have to make exceptions, we have to keep it balanced, let's have a discussion. Mr. Rana says why not have the UCC? What is your opinion on this?
See, Advocate Chadha put up a point that this uniform civil code will have some exceptions. That is what they are planning. See, already our civil code, which we have adapted, which our forefathers have implemented, that also has exceptions. So, what is so special about this UCC? As you rightly pointed out, there is fear among the people, not only on the religious lines. Religiously, yes, the minority community is in a fear that their faith, the religious rights will be taken away by this BJP government. Other thing is, think about the federal structure. The South Indian states, they may get affected due to few rules regarding the freedom to eat, suddenly if the uniform civil code says the beef should be banned across India, no state can pass any separate motion or a law supporting the consumption of beef. Such fears are still there among the
You know,
people.
Gokul, let's just focus on the personal laws because those are the most important:
Yeah,
inheritance,
the personal
marriage,
laws also, Sudha.
divorce.
Exactly.
What is the fear? What do you think? I mean, what is the fear that the minority community has?
See, the minority community, especially the Muslim marriage laws, are entirely different from the Hindu marriage laws, and the
Yes,
Christian
true.
marriage laws are different. So, see, if you take out of law, see, Muslims are allowed to have, allowed to marry more than one. In Hinduism or Christianity, it is not there, or our IPC doesn't permit it. So, if you take away that from the Muslims, then you have to need a consultation with these people, and they have to take on board, telling that, see, we are doing this for your benefit. This is what will be happening, and all these things should be told to them. And after
That's what Chaddaji is also saying. There
deliberation,
will be consultation, but Gokul Chandran, you know, you opened a Pandora's box, that is the Congress party with the Shah Banu case, where the
yeah,
onus of her maintenance was, you know, you went against Supreme Court. And I think the one thing which happened, which is good for Muslim women in this country, which involves marriage, also divorce, is the triple talaq thing, which was brought about this present dispensation. So, you know, you are right, but then the Congress also is not kind of, you know, above a board, because we know what the Shah Bano did, the case did to a lot of Muslim women in this country, and we saw the kind of distress it created amongst women, where you can say talaq thrice and you can walk away, you can even send an SMS. Thank God for small mercies that we have this triple talaq law. Let me come back to you.
yeah. See, I just wanted to put in something here.
Sure.
See, you say about triple talaq and you say about polygamy, more than one marriage, and all these things. Is this not happening in Hindu religion and Christianity? It is happening everywhere. If you don't see, it is not triple talaq, but then you can. We have seen many women suffering because the husbands have left them. They are not maintaining them. The husbands
Abandoned.
leave them and they
That's abandonment.
go on for
Yes.
a second marriage.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah.
it is not applicable to one religion.
Yeah, so good. No,
So
if we
maybe,
have a UCC, maybe there it will apply to me who's Muslim, or you who's a Christian, and someone else who's Parsi. So it is good in a way that I am not going to, because
we have laws
uniform
today.
civil code. The other thing is, if we want to look at uniform civil code from the prism of modernity, it has to be gender neutral. It can't be only working towards laws. It has to take the women of this country also, particularly when you talk about personal laws.